jab was worse than I thought it was. Woo! Sup, everybody? I know you've missed me. I've been busy. Shit has happened. Fucking whole lot of shit has happened. I've still done stuff. I just didn't make a lot of content on the truck. But I want you to know I at least got power steering stuff on there. I've got the alternator and all that shit's on there. I didn't do fans yet, but that's because I've been focusing on trying to get the fuel to get up to the motor. And so the other day I already had the bed mostly off. We're going to do this rodeo again today, so, you know, it looked cool. It was fun. But I already got all the bolts out. It shouldn't be too much of a project to get it up in the air again, so that way I can access the fuel pump. And at least that location. So that way I can figure out how I want to do, you know, the fuel pump for this truck. And so I want to see if there's wiring that's going back there that when you turn the key lights up and provides power, because if so, I'm going to tie right onto that power and I'm going to use that as my power supply. And I'm just going to hope that I have a fuel, you know, gauge, so that way it's not an inconvenience. But if I need to wire one in a different time, that's a different rodeo. I just need this thing to get fuel up front so we can hear this beautiful bitch run. And so, sorry I haven't done a lot of content on this thing, but I love this thing. I haven't forgotten about it. Now, the question is, do I want to use dual gantries or the same setup I did before? I should probably just do the same setup I did before, and then I'm debating on whether I want to move it. No, I got a lot of room right there right now, and before I had the toolbox. I should probably do this all right here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so this wasn't bad. Moving the gantry is going to be the hardest part. I'm by myself. And that actually was a lot easier than moving it the other day. Put the lock on. That'll probably be pretty good right there, honestly. But this is pretty slick, guys. This is pretty slick. There's a strap right here, but is there two? Two makes it perfect. One. Do I want one? No, I want two. Where's my bucket of straps? You know, that's always the question. Where is this? Where is that? Where did I put that? I don't even know. Can't even start to fathom where I left it. Thought I put it inside the garage. Apparently I did not. Do I have a strap in here? Ooh, I got something. Okay, so that will work. And so I have two straps. They're not the ones I had the other day. This will work. Fine, so there's some towels. Cargo hooks, I should say. So we go like this. We can get this in the middle of the truck. Get it kind of all hooked up. This is dope. don't have to have much to pick it up. Next one. We'll get both of these on there, and then I can start picking it up. Ah, yeah, I gotta put some jack stands under it at some point. Okay. Let's not forget that. So this is just 2 points of contact picking up, so that way it's not as tippy. You don't want it tippy. You definitely don't want tippy. This strap's a piece of shit already, but I like it. And then I have these. You guys are gonna like these. You guys are gonna like these. So these gotta go into the back, so that way they can sit on just the exhaust and the like roll pan on the bed. But these are old school jack stands. Like my great grandfather made. And they're made out of an old axle. And somebody somewhere probably wishes they had this housing. I'm gonna use it under here. Oh, I guess we gotta keep going up before I need it. But we're gonna need it. Alright, that's much closer. Whoa! Jack stand number 1. We just barely got to scooch the gantry back a bit. Give that a little tug. Got to move it back just a tad because as we're going up, the whole bed's trying to, go back. Go that last little bit. Alright guys, let's get a view. Let's get a cool view. Grab this like this. And so we're getting closer. And check it out. My old man didn't want to have the gantry in his room in his shop anymore for room reasons, so he said I could use it. This thing's not bad. I love it. You can see a few holes right there. There's a few more if you look, but they're not bad. Not bad. There's a few. Other than that, it's not too bad under here, guys. It's pretty decent. And so, I've had this tested and hooked to that one, and I've seen it pick up fuel and do its thing right there like that. Some wiring and stuff here. This must be a factory fuel pump or something. I don't know. The previous owner put this tank in. It's pretty crusty. I don't know what it is. But I think I want to put this little tiny fuel pump on the back side right here. Seems to be plenty of room. Because if you look up in the bed, like, you don't even have to look when the truck's down. It's just so obvious. It's just a straight cross member right there, so nothing's in here. I think that's funny, He must have struggled putting the tank in. So I'll probably try to address that, but, And like I said, I got those jack stands in there. They're doing their job. And so I'm going to wire that thing in here, get a new hose for it. There's the line right here. I'm going to run a hose right back around to all that. Try to make it look as neat as possible. It'll be a weird little loop right there. And I know these things aren't ideal, but that's what's going to make this work. Should pump all the way up there, no problem after that. And shouldn't be too bad. And so I think I get you guys set up, someplace here pretty close by. You'll be able to watch. What do you think if I get you guys like right in here? Yeah, it's probably not bad. If I get you guys right down in here. Get in the camera guy. OG camera guy. Might have to start turning some lights on here. Let's sneak this right in here. We got a sweet view of kind of me just dicking around over there, I guess. I mean, ain't nothing better than that, right? Sneak in a little bit closer here in a second, I think. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Wrong with that. Alright, let me just do one thing and plug this in before I forget about it. If I don't do it now, I will forget about it. And then I'll just look over and be like, why did the camera shut off? Where did my camera go? It shut off and I just don't know. Let me get that plugged in right here. get a cord for that real quick. That's easy though. That's super easy though. Alright. So, this is power to this so it doesn't die right there. And then after all this hard work, hard work. Did that register? Did that charge? I don't think it did. Oh, it was. It was. I interrupted it. Alright, charging. Charging and smoking the reefer. I'm gonna get a little bit of lights on. Probably make it a little bit better under there. Kind of makes it worse, but you know, you can't win them all. Can't win them all. All right. Alright, so I want to take this whole fuel line right here, right off. I want to ditch this one, for sure. Damn, that dab just whooped my ass, guys. I am fucking stoned. Hoses are always the hardest to break sometimes. Get this one right out of there. Alright, we'll set that cute little thing right there. One of the things that I want to do is get this super loose. There we go. That fucking thing was gonna unscrew and not release. And then I want to slide the screwdriver right up underneath there. Kind of loosen that shit up. Hell yeah. Alright. Ow. Just don't stab yourself in the face, dumbass. Alright, let's get that off of there. That has been on there a long time, guys. It's a fighter. It's down in the frame. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Right, let me get that whole hose clamp right off that hose there. There we go. There we go. She cooked. She is cooked. Alright. I'm going to take this off of right there. Blatantly marked its flow. And so, this is going to end up mounted back here. And the only thing I got to pay attention to there is enough room to get my bolts back in for the bed. And so I don't have to worry about too much, I don't think. I think I can just bolt it on right there. But it looks like I'm gonna have to run power to it, and then I can just ground it back here. But I'll have to run power from a switch and everything to this. So I'm thinking down here, guys. I think I got enough room there to bend a hose and get it back, but I can also kind of angle this thing a tad. Get a hose coming from up here. Flows gently into here. Get this one to come around here and connect into that. I could shorten that. I'm just trying to be lazy about this. And so if I just simply mark this from this inside here, let me grab a marker. Silver might be hard to see. Handy silver pencil or silver marker. Marky work. Marky works. Alright, so I'm not going to dick around. I'm just going to mark it from this side where I want it to be. It sucks because it doesn't really fit in there very good, but damn. The pencil fit through there? Oh yeah, see the pencil fits way in through there though. This will be good. Right here. Alright, and so I have two marks right on this inside that now I can just easily drill through here. I have some little bolts chilling right on the hood. I got some grade 8 quarter 20s, I think is what I got, just cause. I think that's the easiest thing there was to find at the store that day. But grab a drill and a bit, see what I can do. Quarter bolts. Dang, I might have to give them a little ream job, guys, because I don't have the bolt that I want. Don't have the bottom thing that I want. I don't have the thing that I want. Bum, 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 bum. What's going on? is nice and easy, guys. I don't know why people like struggle sometimes with drills. I don't like to spin the drill bit as fast as possible all the time, no matter what type of drill bit it is. I've drilled a lot of holes into a lot of shit. I usually have a better time going a little slower sometimes. Usually more about your pressure. Make sure you get it bolted the right way. Close that way. So, these bolt right on. See how good I was marking the holes and taking my time starting the hole. See how close I was, see if it lines up. There's a little bit of play in these holes in the pump, so that should help. Oh yeah, wind right up. That is super easy. I think this wrench is right in the truck. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just dumb. Oh, I didn't even look at the one I grabbed. I grabbed the same wrench twice. Ha! Aha! Where's this 7/16? Oh, it's already out. It's already out, guys. No wonder I didn't grab it. Ah, right over here, right over here, right over here, right over here. Alright, so get these snugged up. Oops. So tight that it breaks. Size and roses. Let's find some hoses. This one shouldn't be too bad. I don't want to get too much line in there that there's a kink. You know, if you get too much, it's going to force it to kink. So you want to just about line up your angle and everything that you want. Line it right up and mark it out. What do we cut it right here? Wow, little mark. Alright. Ooh, I think I have some other ones too. Get some hoses. You guys will like this. This is repurposed fuel line out of my fucking old fucking wheeling rig. Alright. I don't like to crank these things holy fuck tight. So I got a little tiny wrench, make it really hard to get it stupid tight. And I just like to go until they don't twist anymore. Still twist a little bit. Want to go a little bit more until it doesn't twist, still twist a bit. One more little turn. Then it's getting harder. One more little. I think that's pretty good. Not much fuel pressure in here, so you don't have to go insane with the clamp, I don't think. I don't even have like stupid nice clamps on here. Oh, the old one's still on here too. Do I reuse it? Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, clamp hasn't failed yet. That's funny though. Get that bent up out of the way a bit. Bend that one out of the way a bit. I'm not really using any of those. Alright, so I can go like this. Let's tighten this up. Let's get this all snugged up. Alright, I think that's pretty good for that one. I'm going to be kind of taking a tight angle. Even if I do that, I think it's good. This is possibly the perfect size, or do I want to try something longer real quick? I have another piece. That's 2 or 3 times the length as that. I like that better, but I don't like how it's rubbing on the cab. But I bet I could take a piece and then splice it there, make it so it's got like its own little rub protection. That's probably not a bad idea. Let's work on doing that so I don't have as big of an angle and like stuffing this title one right there. And so I'm gonna just get a piece of that on there. That shouldn't be hard. I'll take scissors or something and cut this. Take my strong hand. Yeah, 1/4 inch at a time. 1/4 inch at a time. That's a little harder than it looks. I don't want to fucking lace myself wide open in front of you guys though with a razor knife. Whoa! So I'm using scissors. Don't judge me. I know there's a better way. This made it so you didn't see bloodshed. Unless I get myself in the face stabbing myself with the fucking point. And that could happen. Alright. Success. We're gonna start that on there and just kind of struggle it the fuck on there. It will go. I know it's good for its home. It loves it already. Oh yeah. Alright. And you don't want that to go nowhere. You kind of glue it on with some RTV or something, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It might. I don't think it will. I probably should have grounded that to its own bolt right here. Right to its own head. It's probably what I should have done. I'll instantly test it like that. Get a hose clamp on here. Alright, let me just get a hose clamp on there and then I think we can test that. I think that will work for a ground. That should be good. That should work. Alright, hose clamp down here, and I think that will fire up and rip. I don't know about y'all, but I like to put the clamp in the easiest direction to get to this thing if you have to. That one I fucked up on. I should probably rotate it. Might bite me in the ass one day. But also the bed comes off in like 20 minutes, so I don't know what's so bad about that. But I only say that because I didn't have all the bolts in this. Somebody else had the bed off. And there was only the 4 corners. Let's get my little tiny wrench, because that's just easier. I like to feel how tight these are. I don't like to put like an impact gun on this shit. It'll destroy this little tiny clamp. And you don't want it like holy cow tight anyways. You're just going to crush and damage that hose. Tight enough to do its job. Couple more little turns. That's like perfect. Alright. Probably won't be bad. It's just rubbing on the edge of that, but I'm gonna have to fix that, I bet. Actually, hold on. Do I even want to cut this right now? No. I don't want to get fuel all over the place when I test it. Oh, hey, I can do the endless cycle here. I can stick that right back into the tank. Alright. So, I'm going to supply a ground right now. We will get some power to this. Four-wheel battery. I thought it was over here. I don't know, it's right in the box still here. I think this has enough power to turn it over. I think this is enough to crank over this pump. Let's just try it. And that's the ground anyways, just a good one. Yeah, it's pumping its little ass off. As long as you have a ground. All kinds of fuel. And so that's dope. That should work great. As long as I have a frame ground going to the battery and everything, this should work. If not, I'm going to have to hardwire a ground to this, but this should work. And so now I can work on just getting some sort of power off of, probably should wire in a switch. I don't think I have a relay today, but we can at least do a fuse and a switch so that way we don't Let me just totally melt everything and little tiny wire on that. I think if I just oversize it, we don't have to worry about burning up a wire. I don't think there's a switch like inside the truck. Oh, hey, there's like a spot that's what's meant to be. Where's my little switch? Well, let's see where I put that. I think it's over there. Yeah, it's on the camera guy. It's on the camera guy like I thought, guys. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, guys. Let me test this. There's a spot already. I think that is meant to fucking be. Alright, so I got this switch. Now I gotta swap directions. I'm gonna have to get in here and struggle with this a bit. But also I need to test this and kind of see what both sides of this do. That's pretty awesome though. I'm excited already. We're pumping fuel. It's better than we've been. No problems pumping fuel either. Alright, so let's kind of rig this real quick. I need another piece of wire here. I need a jumper actually, but I don't know if my lazy ass has one. I don't want to make one. Ooh, this will do. This will do. Those are some fuses for when the time comes. Some nice fusible links. Just kind of wrap this quickly around the ground. Put this on like this. Alright. Pumping? Nice. Alright, and so out. Let's get some wires together to see which side I need to wire. Clack. Alright, and so I think the other side is the other side's the light. And so yeah, that's light. The moment that it's on. And so if I do this, have to touch both of those. Can I hold that all at the same time? Maybe I can crunch this up to a big ball and just get it to wedge itself in there. Just bigger balls. I got big balls. You got big balls. There we go. Alright, both of these get power on this side, right? Top side of this. That just needs direct power. And this is direct power. And so I need to wire that off of that. Okay, I see what I need to make here. Let me mark that so that way I know. That needs to go to this. And then this goes to, oh, because that's 12 volt. 12. And then that is pump. Alright, so let me make a few things for some wiring. I'm gonna get that all tied together. I think I have enough soldering stuff. I like to solder shit together. I know people tell me I'm not supposed to do that, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna solder some stuff together for the splice out here. We'll put a shrink wrap tube on it. I should have one that's the right size. Maybe I'll be lazy and just do a stupid connector, but it's my fuel pump. My pump labeled for what I want, so that way I can have a light indicator, so that way I have it working. My little test battery here worked good. We're going to prime the truck with that little battery too. It'd be cool to find something that just grabbed power off of that was in the truck that lights up when you turn the key on. And so we'll see if my battery's charged over there. Let's see if I can find 12 volts with that. But I'll get you guys a view, I guess, for that. Because we're going to start trying to mess around inside the truck. Interesting on that one. Now, I just barely have to alter that spot inside there. I'll show you guys what's going on. I'll show you what's going on. show you what I got done. Alright, it's over here. It's all tested. I got the plug figured out. It's chilling right there. But there's actually a spot right here. And so now I'm going to get to filing. We'll get that in right there and we'll see what happens. But it's almost an hour, and so I'm going to call this an episode, and my ass is going to keep working, and we'll see where it goes.